Hi guys, my car is plugged and it's time for an update. There are a lot of reports around 8K, 10K, Chapter 7 or 11. Like a lot of rumors. What is going on with Fisker? What is the meaning of these reports, yeah? And what does it mean for owner? And is there maybe an asset which we all don't have on our radar within Fisker, which could be lead a potential OEM to buy the company? This is what we're going to look into in that video. I'm Patrick, I will be your host for today, and welcome to Gentleman's World. 8K and 10K reports. An 8K report. This is a report filled by a public trade company to inform investors of any significant events that may be important to them. It typically includes information such as financial results, executive changes, mergers, acquisition, and other material events. The latest 8K report EG from Fisker announced that there is a new management taking care of potentially find another investor or sell the company. So there is somebody hired to doing this and is going to exchange the other one. 10K report. This is an annual report filed by public trade companies with the US Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC). It provides a comprehensive overview of the company's financial performance, included audited financial statements, management decisions, and analyzes MD&A and other relevant information. This contained around 400 pages and said that Fisker likes to keep ongoing even under the risk they at the moment facing the company and trying to sell the company or parts of it. If you like to have a little bit more details and a deep dive into, please leave me a comment and we can go through all the details which are very necessary for you. Please like and subscribe my channel. While talking about like and subscribe, again, I just can't say enough thanks to my audience here. I really love you guys. I got so many emails after my latest video with people giving me information, how things going on with Fisker and stuff like that. I can just say a big thanks to all of you. Thanks for your like and subscribe. Chapter 11 and Chapter 7 have something to do with the bankruptcy or the potential bankruptcy of a company. So as we have learned now, 8K and 10K reports are annually reports, or if things changed within a company. So now we're talking about Chapter 11 or 7. So what does Chapter 11 means? Chapter 11 bankruptcy is a form of bankruptcy that allows a company to reorganize its debts and operations while continuing to operate the business. It provides the company with an opportunity to renegotiate contracts, reduce debts, and develop a plan to become profitable, again under the supervisor of the bankruptcy court. In Germany, the equivalent of Chapter 11 bankruptcy is often referred to as Insolvenzverfahren in Eigenverantwortung or Schutzschirmverfahren. These processes allow a company to restructure its debts while continuing operation under the supervising of the court. So it means if Fisker would go for Chapter 11, they could operate, they could restructure the company, they could maybe find an investor. Latest rumors, or announcements being that Fisker is in talks with 4 potential investors, and they had an offer which they denied it to take. This is at least what Henry Fisker announced so far, and that would be even walking under the Chapter 11 umbrella. So what else do we have? We have Chapter 7. Chapter 7 bankruptcy is a form of bankruptcy that involves the liquidation of a company asset to pay off its debts. In this process, a trustee is appointed to sell off the company's asset, and the proceeds are distributed to creditors. Once these assets are liquidated and debts are paid off to the extent possible, the company typically ceases operations. The equivalent of Chapter 7 bankruptcy in Germany is typically referred to as Insolvenzverfahren or liquidation. In this process, the company assets are liquidated and the proceeds are used to pay off creditors. What does it mean for us? This means if this would be happened, all owners, all investors, of course, also stockholders, all potential interests, or somebody have maybe reserved a car or made a reservation, is more or less, and I apologize for the word, screwed, because there will be nothing more or less what we get. As we know, if there is not a big asset which the people can sell, as it was said, people are not getting their money. Could be that there are differences between entities. Yes, that's really interesting question, yeah, because we're talking here about Fisker Inc. But in Germany, for example, we have the Fisker Deutschland GmbH, which could be, and we don't know how the construct is, an entity by its own. So it means, for example, that Fisker Inc. could be liquidated, but for example, the entity in Germany or maybe in Norway, wherever they are, they could keep on walking if they are financially good enough. So it's really interesting now that there could be multiple ways of the business going forward. For example, Fisker could also decide to just sell their brand. Fisker could say, okay, we sell the design, or like all the patents we're having, and the car gets, like the platform is spread out to others, which is good for existing owners because our cars could be maintained. Yeah, it could say, okay, we let one entity die, for example, as our example was, Fisker Inc. is dying, for example, the entity in the US or wherever it is, like based on. Yeah, it's in California, of course, but like some other entities could be still existing. So there are multiple things which could be happened. Yeah, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor. I don't like to say anything here about. We as owners and somebody who is interested into the car, we need to be very interested on that if they go bankrupt, that it will be under Chapter 11, or at least it will be not coming to this point, because then the show will be keep on going. That would be interesting to us. And we would have still somebody service. I like I had last week when I was in Frankfurt, got my car serviced at least, yeah. That will be keep on going. Alright, enough about Chapter 11, Chapter 7, 8K and 10K. Let's go to the second part of the video. Is there maybe an asset which we all overseen and we see it maybe just under the umbrella, oh, what is standing in the balance sheets? Yeah, we know there are massive losses, they're burning cash while they're operating, but hey, what could be this asset? And one of the biggest assets they have a car on the road. Believe it or not, such a development can be up to 2 billion investments, and that's something which is not as you can see in the books, because what they have done is already they had research and development, they had regulation compliance, the car is on the road, yeah, we had homologation and certification, the manufacturing is set up, or at least with a partner, the supply chain and logistics seems to be there, and there's a legal and administrative cost which also like being already paid. So if somebody who thinks about maybe to acquire this company, that could be interesting to say, okay, I take this over. If you look on my last video, Fisker Inc., I said there's also no asset because I see it really like from an investor point of view. I'm looking hard facts into the balance sheet, but I'm not an automotive guy. I deal with subcontractors of automotive within my professional life, but I've never been, like working with a manufacturer, as an automotive manufacturer or car manufacturer direct. And especially I didn't look into that also I didn't see it from that point of view. And that could be super interesting. But to be now spot on, why should somebody buy Fisker? Well, they have a reduced time to market. There's an existing product already, yeah? Okay, we know all there are a couple of bugs, the software is not there, but I think everybody who's driving that car can agree on that driving the car and the, how can I say, how it's manufactured. That's really good, especially when you're taking the price into consideration, yeah? So it's a good quality built car. Magna did a brilliant job here. They have already demonstrated the capability. As stupid it sounds, and I know there are not thousands of cars on the road, yeah? Also there are thousands, yeah? Also at least they said they sold more than 5,000 cars. But they have shown that people are interested and that somebody is going to buy into Fisker. So that's something which you also need to take in consideration. I don't like to make here, by the way, advertise that somebody should buy Fisker, but I like to show really from every different angle why it could be interesting to buy Fisker. And if you compare that, for example, with a Karma, because a lot of people always saying like, yeah, they screwed up the Karma. The Karma was a super sports car, and this is a mass-produced car. That's different. So there could be an interest for that. And what we also should not leave apart, there is a revenue generated already. So major corporations, they are very keen on revenues. So if they can buy a revenue, for example, 500 or maybe $1 billion, yeah, that could be very interesting because they also save their, like, as I said, R&Ds and stuff like that, but it's also a bigger revenue, it's a bigger pot, and they can show, hey, we are the largest on the world. Sorry for joking a little bit, but I think it's a very dry topic we're talking about, and like that I like to make fun as well. It could be also very interesting for people to have a market position getting into that field. So it could be that somebody says, well, it's an interesting market, the EV market, and also like the high-end product. I'm talking here a little bit like about the rumors with Maserati, because I was thinking about, could be there a truth with Stellantis and Maserati, as for example Mike also emphasized in his channel, Fisker Ocean Specialist. Big regards to you. Always love your videos. I like that you're staying so positive. And why should Maserati buy them? Yeah, because Maserati seems to be not having an EV. And if you look on the Maserati design and you look on the Fisker, they're not too far away. So there could be a link. The same, for example, like Land Rover, yeah, or Range Rover, because it looks very, very similar to each other. But they have an e-car more or less now, yeah. So there could be potential buyers. They say, okay, I like to go into the market, even when the EV market is not the strongest at this point, yeah. But I would say it's not necessarily just because there's not an appetite about EVs. I think there is at the moment a bigger picture which we need to take into consideration. There's a lot of noise around fuel engines. Infrastructure seems to be not as quick as it should be developed. And also globally we're running into a deflation, yeah, and kind of recession scenario that people not spending too much money on new cars. Sorry, didn't like to make too big loops. So why should somebody buy also Fisker? Technology and intellectual property. Even when Fisker don't have the biggest patents, but they have patents, yeah. They have quite innovative stuff, yeah. So for example, the first time in my life I'm using at the moment the taco trace, yeah. To use the taco trace from the passenger seat to position the camera while we're talking. Yeah, I forgot my knot for the window, use it. So things like that are not in other cars, yeah. We have a really cool solar roof. Even when I said in the other video it's not bringing too much, but in the end it brings something. Yeah, I got at least, what was it now in the meanwhile, 20 kilowatts out of it. Yeah, that's more than nothing. Yeah. So these are things which could be very attractive for a potential buyer. So I would not really say they are totally dead or there's nothing which they can buy and this is just a shitty company. There's an asset, and I would just wait what's coming out in the next days, because predominantly they said in their report that they have money till May. We are pretty close to May now. So let's see. I hope this video helped you. Don't forget, like to subscribe. You're the greatest audience. Thank you so much. If you like to enjoy another video of mine on the left, on the right hand side, I always happy about all your comments, your support. It's a beautiful sunny day today. I wish you an absolutely great day. See you soon. Chat soon. Cheers. Bye bye.